meine Lieben, willkommen wieder bei Vivi kocht. Heute habe ich einen ganz besonderen Gast, auf den ich lange gewartet habe. Aber jetzt ist sie endlich hier und zwar Tracy September! Tracy! Hello, Tracy! Hello. Good you're here, finally!
Good to be here.
Yeah, thank you. Tracy is a musician, performing artist, writer and a DJ. And this Vivi Cook show today is in English. Tracy, what do we cook today?
Today we're gonna cook one of my favorite South African dishes called boboti. Yeah.
What is boboti?
It's a dish that is mostly associated with Afrikaans cooking in South Africa, but its origin is actually like Cape Malay, so it has influences of the kind of kitchen of the enslaved people who came to the Western Cape and brought their spices and their dishes from like Indonesia, the Malay side of it, and influenced the tastes and the flavors.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Oh.
So I love it.
Perfect. What a present. Oh, really?
Yeah.
And we have wonderful ingredients today, very special combinations. And so here we go. A family recipe?
This is my version of it. Like everyone has their way of cooking boboti.
Yeah.
Some people use other ingredients. Mine is very much influenced by the Cape way of cooking.
Okay, so tell us what are the ingredients? I bought them all today. It was sometimes a little bit difficult, but
I can imagine.
Yeah.
So this Cape Malay type of cooking usually has a lot of that sweet, sour, salty, sweet thing going on. So this is why they use a lot of fruit or dried fruit or sugar or sweetening and spicy. This like these interesting flavors. Lemons for the sambal. It goes with the sambal, which is typically Asian that you serve, or mainly Indian as well, type of history of cooking. And that's that's what you put next to the boboti and you serve it together.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. So it goes with like as a complement.
So we have cranberries.
And interestingly, you also add bread to the dish and some eggs. So it's it's like a baked meat dish.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
And my version of it.
Yes, of course. That's perfect.
So I am I'm not that good with measuring. I use my instinct to mix sometimes.
Perfect.
So I think if I get a big bowl, I'll know exactly how much to mix.
Ah, perfect.
Yes, just a mixing bowl.
Yeah.
And we'll also need the spices. So some salt.
There are
and
spices.
Pepper.
Yeah.
And
I have only the
cumin.
powder.
Yeah, that's perfect.
It's okay.
Yeah, that's perfect.
And the kurkuma is also powder because I didn't know if I have to buy a root.
The root?
Yeah,
no. This is perfect.
Yeah, and first it was very difficult to find the peaches dried.
Yes, dried peaches are important.
They're very common in South Africa.
In South Africa, more commonly available. You would need to peel and dice into squares, tiny squares. Salting process is just as important as everything else.
Tracy, who did you learn to cook from?
My mother, actually.
Yes?
She's very passionate about cooking and eating.
Cumin, Kreuzkümmel.
Yes. Very kind of common in the Malay flavors.
Yes.
Yeah.
And also very good for the digestion. Yes. Oh, shall I put? And you like meat, Tracy?
I consider myself quite a carnivore, but I think, of course, responsibly. Like
yes, of course.
I don't think I shouldn't.
Yeah, and also Tracy, we made a project together, Converted Vision, in Johannesburg in South Africa. And one evening we said, oh, we are so hungry for meat. And then Tracy recommends us the Carnivore, amazing restaurant with so different styles. Meat. Yes. Crocodile. We ate. Yeah, but I'm sorry. It's not my favorite.
No, but I mean, it's also quite exotic meats.
Absolutely,
that we don't eat all the time.
Yeah. Kudu.
Yes.
We ate kudu, genau.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm just gonna pour a little bit.
What is your favorite ingredient?
In general, or?
It doesn't matter. What comes to your mind?
Garlic.
Garlic! But this garlic is
There's no garlic here.
Yeah.
In general, I just feel like garlic makes everything smile.
Yes.
You know, like the food has
food or a special meat or you can't live without.
I can't live without.
Oh, what makes you? Oh yeah! I love it.
If I think about it.
Yes. Do you think it's enough? Or,
chili.
yeah.
Maybe one.
Yeah.
More.
We're in Joburg. It was in the winter, and there I bought apples. And then I must say, that was the best apples I ever ate.
The best apple.
Yes.
I must say that the one thing I miss the most about home is the fruit.
Yes.
Like really just plain, good, juicy, sweet. You know, like when the juices are coming down.
Yeah, I remember the
pineapple.
Pineapple, yes, the pineapple you said in the evening. Did you ever try it? And I said, pineapple, of course. But then she gave me a pineapple, and then now I know what a pineapple is.
So now we're gonna. What's interesting in this recipe is the use of bread. Normally it's like really basic loaf of bread, any kind of loaf, brown or white or whichever. But any bread works, and sometimes I like to use like more nutty breads, or it just depends. You can use any kind of bread if you think so. But I think how they started using bread is also a way to make the food more filling, because at a certain point it was like, you know, we needed to feed many people. That's why it's such a bigger dish. Yeah. And what we do is we soak the bread. So if I could have a...
Shall I? You need to... yes.
Yes.
This is interesting, how you open the egg. Wait.
I always have like pieces of shell.
Doesn't matter.
I'm not good at like...
We do know the fork.
Breaking. How do you do it? Just on the side?
Yeah, just on the side. Or Roberto did it, with whom I did the carbonara. He made it with a knife.
A bit of milk. Mix it a little. Doesn't have to be really fancy. The egg milk, yes. Yeah, I'm really over. Yeah, the pandemic now. Oh my god!
I think I recently had my first gig with my band. I have a band.
What is your band called?
Black Pitch.
Yeah.
And we had our first gig since Corona started.
Yeah.
2 weeks ago.
Where?
At the St. Jakob Cathedral. Stauffacher.
Schön.
Yeah. Really amazing acoustics. If you ever want a venue with the best acoustics. And then I had more gigs. I'm doing a theater production from a friend of mine, and we had a show in Geneva. Yes, I have one on Friday, and then on the 10th.
Okay.
And then the 15th and 16th.
Okay. I never made a recipe with peaches, with dried. Yeah, it's the first time. I love it.
So based on tasting the meat, I can see how much I can add.
Tracy, as an artist and a musician and a DJ, you have to stay fit because you have to work sometimes. The gig could be at 3 o'clock in the night on a big festival.
4 in the morning. Anything could happen.
Yes, please.
So now I'm just mixing all those dry ingredients we had before, the the chili, the fruit, and some additional spicing.
So, I would say if it's possible, yes,
Even like crushing garlic. I never use a garlic crusher.
Really?
I love all of that with a knife.
Go pinky.
I'm gonna mix the bread into this.
Yes.
But I feel like adding, and this is what happens to me sometimes.
Perfect. Inspiration.
Inspiration
in the moment.
I suddenly could taste cumin with ginger in my mouth.
Ah, okay. Does it work?
Yeah.
So, ein bisschen.
But it will be very fine.
Yeah.
Which is
Hey,
now
so what do we do?
We're putting it into the.
Okay.
oh my goodness.
Oh God, the sound.
Yes, right? That's the joy of touching it, you know, and actually getting your hands in it. Your body's.
Oh, it looks amazing.
Sorry.
No problem.
Okay.
Perfect.
So now
yeah.
we take this. It's like this layer that coats it on the top.
That's not getting
Yes.
dry.
Yeah.
Hot. Cool.
So.
Hey?
And basically finely chop them.
Okay.
Like as finely as you can.
Okay. Stunning. Oh, that's a good. Oh. Oh my God. Tracy, I'm impressed. I didn't.
Yeah, for me,
I'm
it
very
kind of
impressed.
goes in.
It's a good idea with the
fork. So, and then from here, I just keep tasting.
Yeah. I'm addicted to salt.
So here is some sugar, some lemon, and now a lime,
Yeah.
and some salt and pepper.
Perfect. How do you stay so wonderful fit and slim?
Thank you. 'Cause
Yeah.
I've gained so much weight.
Yeah,
It's good
no.
for you. I'm very active.
Yes.
I think I like to walk. I've been kind of exercising on and off for many years.
Like gymnastic or?
Like running. I love to run. I love to like walk for hours. Like that's a really important thing for me. And also recently, since December, I've been working with a trainer.
Oh, really?
Because it's too cold for me to run.
Yes, of course.
You know, so when I can't do what I normally do, then
Yeah.
and it's a trainer in Johannesburg, and we do it on Zoom,
Obviously.
which means I can afford it. Otherwise,
Yes, of course.
I couldn't afford a trainer here.
Ah, that's great.
Yeah, and he's really good. My brother uses him. My niece uses him. That's how I found out about him.
Oh, perfect.
And he's really cool. James.
cool.
James. James is great. He's hard, but he's great.
If you want to get lessons with James.
I can give you James.
Yeah, here.
So he's really good.
Yeah.
And one thing for me though is also diet.
Which diet?
Well, the way I eat, I don't eat much starch
Okay.
or carbohydrates.
Yeah.
That,
Perfect form.
longer it stands, like the firmer it becomes. Should we share half?
Yeah.
Just to. And it's actually the best the day after.
Oh!
One of those things, it's like a good curry. I'm about to go. It normally needs to cool down a little more, but so I'm
Yeah. Tracy, thank you so much
for having me.
Oh, and for sharing this wonderful recipe with us.
The most important part of this recipe is to trust your gut. I can't tell you how much of anything I put in, but just keep tasting.
Perfect. So, bye. Thank you for watching and subscribe to the channel. Bye.